Good morning, everyone. Good evening, wherever you are watching from in the world. I think I'm about a minute early, but that's okay. If you are joining me live, let me know you're here. Drop a hello in the comments. Let me know whereabouts in the world you are. If you're going to be joining me on replay, it's #replay. Now, I am talking today. We are going to get to the roots of really what alcohol freedom means. And I want you first of all to understand that alcohol freedom means different things to each of us. We're all on our own journey. And what this is, it's not about the alcohol. So many of us think it's all about the alcohol, and so many people talk about this. And yes, it's the problem that we can see with our eyes, that we're frustrated with. Perhaps you're spinning in circles with day one restarts, and you're just tired of this cycle. But actually, that's just the invitation for us to put the glass down and to then start the journey of coming home to who we really are. And you just have to just try it, to just be willing to be curious and experiment and explore and see how that unfolds for you. This is why I love the wellness tree, and it's my methodology I use with clients. It's what came to me as a seed in the early days 9 years ago, when I finally decided this is it. I have just got to commit to this. I wasn't thinking about forever. I was just thinking, how the hell do I do this? The wellness tree came to me as a little seed idea, and all it was do this. It was like this next step. I felt blinded. I felt like I was looking through fog. I couldn't see the wood for the trees. Didn't know the way forward. But what the wellness tree asks of us is to be okay, to just take those baby steps forward. Just keep making the next great choice. Now, this is a journey that takes us into our roots, and this is where we start. If you come and work with me with the wellness tree, whether you're doing this here in this group as the free gathering place where we're just exploring, or you want to take the next step, come and join the 60-day reset. This is where you learn about these roots. That's just £77 currently. Come and join us. I'm just about to start a new round of that. Or whether you are wanting that deeper lifestyle transformation and you want to work with me deeper, it doesn't matter. We need to be connecting with our roots. Now, we're all different. We all have our own wellness tree, our own root system, our own inner guidance. And it's our job to really connect with that and build that as we go. This is a journey. It's an unfolding journey. Now, what gets in the way of this? It's all of that self-sabotage. It's all of the thinking, the wine witch. It's the stress of our days. It's managing that stress. It's holding a lot. And we are holding a lot. And there's a lot going on in the world. It's all of the external stresses. So what the wellness tree does is it guides us, it teaches us to work with our nervous systems, to get our nervous systems on board. And we have to do that. We have to train that. And this is how we start. We start to create that safety within. Now, this is a journey and it's not easy, I'm not going to lie, but it's perfectly possible. We can all do this. And we need to have a lot of grace, compassion, kindness, and let go. Oh gosh, there's a ton to let go of, right? So I'm going to give you some, actually five ways really, of 5 things we need to do to how we even start with this. Before I give you the 5 ways, I just want to share with you something that you may not realize about me. I don't talk about it a huge amount, not for any reason, it's just that I've forgotten about it. But I need to talk about this because I see so many people struggling with this too, and I want to share this this quickly. Now, as a child, without going into this in a whole load of detail, but from about the age of 5, I was in a very difficult situation at home. Things were happening and it wasn't good. It didn't feel safe to my nervous system. There was a lot of bullying, emotional, physical abuse going on, and I was told not to speak about it. I was told I would get in trouble, bad things would happen if I talked about it. And this was also happening at the same time as at school. I was being bullied by the other kids, and all of this, this went on until really teenage years. GCSE time, I remember, was when the situation at home changed and then life started to get better. But what this was me holding in, and maybe you have been through something similar too. You can resonate with this. We've all got our stuff, haven't we? But it was not being able to talk about the things that were going on, that I knew were wrong, that I knew were unfair. I had no outlet, I couldn't tell anybody, and so I kept it all in. And so this started my cycle with sugar addiction from about 5. I'd be stealing food from the kitchen, sneaking down at night. I was even stealing some money and trying to get food from the shops when I was a little kid, like buying sweets, and it was just not good. But I was doing that for comfort, to try and self-soothe. And I carried on that terrible cycle of addiction really up until only a few years ago, not stealing from shops or anything, but it was actually the patterning with food. I did the same thing with wine. And I had that same patterning as so many of us do, with over shopping, spending money, seeking approval, people pleasing, not feeling good enough, all of that stuff, no confidence. I learnt to not speak. It wasn't safe to speak. It wasn't safe to be out there in the world. I used to hide behind my mum's skirts when I was little. I wouldn't speak. I completely shut down. And so I taught myself that it wasn't safe to be in the world. It wasn't safe to have an opinion. I didn't have an opinion. I didn't know what I thought about anything. I felt like I was just surviving, just existing. And there was a part within me that was almost like this sort of, I don't know what to call it, like a kind of a mothering part that was sort of saying to me, it's okay, Kath, you'll be okay. This isn't going to last forever. One day you'll be free. And really that was just what kept pulling me through. But I used to pray to whatever was out there. I knew there was something bigger than me out there, and I would just all the time, just plead, beg for the situation to change. And it did one day. Things happen in life, don't they? But I think this is what drew me to nature so much. And it's not just that experience, it's all of life's experiences that we all have. All of the traumatic events, the challenges and things draw us to finding some kind of peace and solitude in something else that's guiding us. Now, because of what happened in childhood, keeping everything in, I had high anxiety. This would lead to regular fainting spells, panic attacks, all of the stuff, you know, it was terrible. And I did my best to hide it. And people were wondering, I'm sure, what was wrong with me. And when I was older, this really affected things like going out for meals and things like that, and huge social anxiety. And I would try everything to get out of going. I'd fake illnesses, or I'd just ghost people. I would just disappear. I didn't know how to handle that. You know, it was overwhelming. It was absolutely overwhelming. And this was just my body saying, this is not safe. Nowhere felt safe. So I really understand what it's like if you have anxiety, high anxiety, panic, things like that. I did manage to get on top of this. I didn't see anybody. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't have any professional help apart from I did go and see a hypnotherapist once, and I had one session, which was amazing. And then after that, I just kind of did the rest of the work with myself. Then I, you know, finally decided to quit drinking. And when I stopped drinking 9 years ago, including my few drinking experiments I've had, so it hasn't been 100% perfect, the anxiety really came back, because when I stopped drinking, everything I'd been trying to numb and squash and not feel then started to come up. And so that's when I hit the sugar even more, just not taking care of myself at all, and it just all felt really unmanageable. And so what I did is I realised I needed to get on top of this, and I started this Facebook group, this very group. Actually, it's not this very group, because what happened was my anxiety was so bad at trying to manage a Facebook group and be online and out in the world, I deleted the whole thing in a massive panic and thought, I can't do this. This feels too much. You know, it just really overwhelmed me. And then without my Facebook group, I was feeling dead inside. I needed to have my tribe, my people. So I restarted it, and here we are. Here we are, lovely people, 9 years later. And this has been my journey unfolding with the Wellness Tree. And I know this group has had several different name changes, and that's really been you guys on this journey with me, and the Wellness Tree just flowing and unfolding. So what I learned was actually starting and growing a business has just been something that's been very challenging to manage. And while not drinking and eating very, very low sugar now, hardly any sugar at all, I have managed through having my coaching that I did with my grey area drinking, and soul energetics practitioner work, all of these things I've learned to really understand deeply, using the tools, working with the nervous system, and I've been able to now bring this into my work. And though this is how I'm able to really be here and teach this, it's my mission, my soul mission, to share this and to help other people who want to do this too, who are maybe going through something similar, or who have been through something similar and are wanting to build this steady root system within, so that we really can show up as who we really are. We can bring our gifts, our mission into the world, however that looks for you. Maybe you are a business owner, maybe you're not, maybe you are just wanting to be the best version of you and just see where this journey takes you. Because the Wellness Tree will help you to make conscious choices, to drink less, to drink none, to begin your sober journey, to deepen into your sober journey, whatever alcohol freedom means to you. And this flows into all of your life areas, your health, your relationships, your finances, your business, your career, your home, everything. I mean, the world is our oyster. But what we have to do is learn to work with our nervous system. So let's get into this now, what your nervous system doesn't want you to know and how to get it on board with alcohol freedom. So the first thing to talk about is we need to give it safety first. So our nervous system doesn't care about our vision board. We may want to create all these amazing things in life. We want to do these things. But what it cares about is, am I safe right now? Now, if you have been through, especially as a child, difficult, traumatic, challenging times, things have happened, maybe you've trained yourself to your whole body, actually, because it's how we're holding our body as well, and we're not even realizing sometimes that we're doing it. I mean, just right now, like, how tense are your shoulders? Are you holding your breath? Are you relaxing as you're watching me? Are you really present? Or is your brain somewhere else and you're trying to multitask? So just doing these little check-ins and just asking, where am I right now? We want to be grounding, looking at our environment and checking in. So, am I safe right now? So our brains may be telling us, no, we're not safe. We're not safe because we can feel, especially if you're sensitive, you can feel external triggers. And our brains are always looking out. Safety first. Are we safe? There's no hungry tigers chasing us. We are safe. And think about also what things are triggering for you. Common things are, are we safe? Do we have enough money? Are people liking us enough? Are we doing the right thing? Are we making the right choices? Think of all the things that matter, the questions that we ask ourselves. And these can feel quite disempowering. And this is all about relationships and changing the relationships with these things as well. So grounding rituals, connecting with the breath, connecting with touch, with nature, with movement. These things come before creating the change. Remember, roots before results. So we can often think, when we stop drinking, oh, nothing's happening. When am I going to feel free? We just need to trust the process and know that we can't see what's going on internally and energetically. As long as we are showing up and every day we are doing our rooting rituals, connecting with nature, grounding, being present, this is all a practice. I'm practicing this too every day, building these roots. We will then start to feel it, and this can take a long time. Healing is a slow process. Now, number 2 is to start ridiculously small. Baby small. So when we try and do a big leap, it can trigger an alarm. So if we do something major, like I'm going to go sober forever, that can just set our nervous system off, alarm bells ringing, panic. Tiny steps, which is what I teach and what the wellness tree is all about, tiny steps build trust. They build trust with ourselves. This is why I love small wins. And just setting your days up with, like, what's the smallest achievement I can have today? What's the smallest win? And maybe that is literally sitting by yourself with a cup of tea for 5 minutes doing absolutely nothing. That is a win. That is, I promised myself I would do that. I did it. Same with an alcohol-free evening. I promised myself I wouldn't drink tonight. I'm just thinking about tonight. I'm not thinking about next week or a year down the line. It's just today. We only have today. And so instead of, I'll never drink again, just try saying to yourself, tonight I'm going to choose one alcohol-free ritual. It's a ritual. It's not focusing on the glass. It's focusing on the ritual, the environment. How can you set your environment up to feel really good with your nervous system? Maybe it's, we're starting to dip into kind of autumn, changing seasons where we are in the UK. Maybe it's gathering like your pets, your cats, dogs, cozy blankets, hot chocolate. Maybe it's snuggly socks, candles, something nice on the television or a good book, connecting with your loved one. Whatever it is, how can you make the evening feel more of a ritual? So we're teaching the nervous system here that this is safe, it's doable, and it's repeatable. Whatever is working for you, keep doing it. I always tell people this. They say to me, I've done 7 alcohol-free days. I say, amazing, brilliant. Keep doing whatever you're doing. Number 3, we want to anchor new rhythms. So you will hear me saying things a lot, repeating myself, because our brain loves repetition, and this is how we learn. Now, the nervous system loves patterns, and patterns are everywhere in nature. And so that's why cravings can show up at certain times, and they're the same times, like 5 p.m. wine time. It's the common kind of thing you hear. Friday night, it's wine time. So what we want to do is swap the old ritual for a new one. Same slot. We keep the same time, but we have the new ritual. So instead of wine, for example, wine or beer or whatever the thing is that you love, try tea or try an AF drink if they work for you. Or go for a walk instead of pouring the wine. And what we're doing is breaking that cycle, and we're teaching your body a new story. And yes, it's going to feel weird, it's going to feel uncomfortable, but that's good because we are breaking the cycle. And then just repeat. Notice, get your feedback. Notice if it feels good or what doesn't. Try changing things, mix things up. And also remember, doing it with others is really good fun as well. Number 4 is to regulate your emotions in real time. So cravings are often our body saying, I can't hold this stress. So if you notice, for example, at the end of your day, around 5 p.m, it's common wine time. Maybe you shut your laptop, you've had back-to-back Zoom calls, or you've had a busy day teaching or showing up in your workplace, whatever it is you're doing, you've been giving, you've had clients and you've been around people all day, lots of tasks, endless to-do lists. You've got all the stuff at home to deal with, the kids, husband, family, all the stuff, all the other stuff, all the hats to wear. It can feel like a lot, and this will set our alarm systems off. It's time to reach for the wine, we need to settle and soothe. No. What we need to do, because this is big energy, we got all that cortisol flying around the body, we need to move it, we need to breathe it, and we need to shake it. We don't want to store it. As humans, we will naturally try and store this. We don't want to feel it. But animals in the wild don't store stress. They shake it off. You'll see animals in the wild shaking off stress. So this is how we complete this stress cycle. We feel it first of all. We then move it. So even I had a client once and I gave her this this little shaking video that I've got. It's a resource, and she tried it after work and she felt so much better. It was so quick, it literally was about 5 minutes. It was really fun, and she was able to then create this gap between finishing her work and then being with her loved one. Just having that time, it's like a sort of a space where we deal with this energy that needs to be felt and moved. And then number 5 is identity over willpower. Our nervous system listens to who we say we are. So if we keep saying to ourselves, I'm trying not to drink, I'm hoping I don't drink, I'm trying not to drink. We say that so often, I'm trying to be good, I'm trying not to drink. It's so wibbly wobbly and kind of, it's just real foggy energy. It stays on alert. It's not rooted and grounded in who you are. So practice saying, I am the woman who roots into freedom. And I don't say who doesn't drink alcohol or who's alcohol free. That can feel too much, but you go with what works for you. If you say, I'm a woman who roots into freedom, and I'm learning exactly what that feels like for me. This is why I talk about alcohol freedom. It relaxes the nervous system into alignment, especially if we're using words like I'm learning to. I'm learning to. It's really understanding, because it's understanding that I'm not there yet, but I'm learning to. I'm walking that bridge. This is exactly the work we do with the wellness tree, because it kind of holds out a hand and it says, here, let me help you and guide you to take these steps. So biggest takeaways from this session, you don't fight your nervous system, which is what we naturally want to do. We naturally want to avoid, push away, not feel. We want to numb, squash, distract. And society is set up to support us to do that. We will always, if we want to wake up, if our souls are calling us to grow, we will always be in conflict with this. We will always be fighting ourselves. And what we need to do is train it. Train the wine witch, train the nervous system, train our bodies. And it's not discipline and da-da-da. No, it's not. It's devotion. It's loving, kind, understanding devotion. Knowing it's fine to make mistakes. That's how we learn. It's great that we're imperfect and we're messy, because that's how nature is. It's normal, right? And with safety, with rhythm, setting our days up. This time we do this time we do that. Little children, babies, they love rhythm, they love routine. It's how we are supporting their needs, their nervous systems. We need to do the same for us. So safety, rhythm, repetition. Think like a parrot and really kind of reparent ourselves. And that's how alcohol freedom becomes not just possible, but it's natural. It's natural. This is the work of the wellness tree. I don't know what else to say. I really don't. The key thing is listening. Listen. We go around, and I'm guilty of this, listening to our earbud thingies or big headphones where, yes, maybe we're listening to inspiring podcasts and TED Talks and personal development things, maybe. But are we actually taking action on what we're listening to? We can get really addicted to information, to absorbing, to learning. It feels so good when we learn something new. And then we're on to the next thing, and then we're on to the next thing, and before we know it, our head is feeling so full of information. We feel overwhelmed, and we're exhausted, and we're tired, and we're self-sabotaging. And what if we created more space to be, more space to move, to be out in nature, to connect with our communities, to talk, to go backwards in life a little bit, not in a negative way, but to reconnect with the simple things, which is exactly what I did to really help get on top of anxiety. Turning off notifications, turning off our phones for a day. Shock horror, yes, it's possible, and just notice what comes up for you and how much better you feel. Also, reconnecting with things like writing, with a pen, with paper, with journaling, with handwriting a letter to a friend and thinking how lovely she will feel to go to her front door and she has received, instead of a bill, she's received a handwritten letter, maybe a nice card that you've chosen, and you've created the time, your precious time, to connect. I mean, gosh, when I was a kid, I used to have a pen friend. Like, what are the things you used to do in your childhood that were really fun, that were pleasurable? We need to really reconnect with these simple things. Bring them back because they are disappearing. They're getting lost. Technology is amazing. AI is amazing. And we can use it to help us and to support us, consciously. But let's not lose touch with our roots, with the simple things, with really listening. We all, me included, we need to slow down, we need to listen. And this is exactly where the wellness tree is taking us. Now, if this resonates, please stay in the group. There's so much more coming. I have so much more to share. And if this doesn't, that's fine. You don't have to stay here. If this resonates, drop a yes. Drop a yes. And if you'd love to explore further, if you'd love to actually start connecting with your root system, I'm starting the next 60-day steady sprint. It's really not a sprint. It's an adventure. It's like a hike into your soul to start building your roots, to do a reset. And this is like a general soul gorgeous reset, and it's really fun. It's just £77. That would be your next best starting point to come into the wellness tree, to come through that little door in the trunk, to come and start exploring your roots. And if you have any questions, if you want to connect with me, I'm on Messenger. My Messenger is always open. Drop a hello. Let me know what's going on for you. And there we go. That's the end of today's session. Thank you for being here and thank you for watching the replay. And yeah, I'm just sending loads and loads of love and take care, gorgeous souls. Have a great rest of the week.